Hello and welcome everybody. This is Shiva Mishra and you are watching the channels where we are uploading too many videos on the relatable contents and performing such a good things which can help you to grow your English language. So firstly we understand why we need to learn English. The English is the international language already you all guys are know, because where if you know the English you can talk with anyone, you can travel anywhere, whatever things you want you can do, and this kind of stuff is very relatable for the purpose of doing something better in the life. If you want to do something better which can help you to grow, which can help you to get the wealth, develop yourself and your personality, get the more valuable values in the society, it is pretty much often that you need to do something which is greater, which is more likely to be greater and the part of that. And today we will talk totally about that, how can we grow our personality, because knowing too many languages is a good skill. I think knowing English is a skill that I personally believe that the peoples who know too many languages, they don't have to share, communicate and anything which they could be, for the purpose of recognizing things many more. And often, pretty much often, it is pretty much obvious that the realizing and re-performings of the things which are going around in the corner of many more things, but we are relating to that. And don't forget and rearrange yourself, because bettering positions, it don't mind in the sense of humor, and the peoples of the state it don't realize with many more options. And I don't like the peoples who don't try. I'll ever try, I'll do my best for anything which I could, for my better life, for the performance of the society, and being a fluent in the language and being a good accent in the American accents. And I would like to tell all those things in the American accents, which makes me very proud, because I'm the persons who know the American accents, and where I put the video, the people's more of the states, and recognizing the states where the people of the states, and don't just that kind of stuff in my mind. And I would like to share with you guys, this is the video where you found that how can you improve your accents, because people speaking English in India, it don't uses the accents which the foreigners can have, and it's actually make the difference between you and the other peoples who are going for anything and making relatable contents. It's pretty much obvious when we talk about anything which are in the society and happening. People more creating videos on YouTube and monetize their videos to get the views and making money from that. And I would like to suggest you guys, you can also put the videos on the social media platform where you can get the views and earning a good amount of money, where people are showing the videos and you get the money from that kind of stuff, which makes you and your family the better positions, offer better positions, and you get money from the stuffs which people don't do that. Like they're thinking they're in the positions to correct themselves. I know I'm telling the wrong English there, but I need to improve it. So that's why I'm just uploading a daily video and recording it on the camera. By this, I can improve my languages and the fairness of facing cameras. It's very difficult for people's. Pretty much obvious than that of the peoples. It is pretty much obvious, and don't think really, and it's very much options. And the peoples don't like the things we made on the handmade goods we are putting into the online shops, where people can buy a product and you get the money from that customer, and a lot of things which I prefer to you that you can do in life is very much often, and it's not like that. It's putting a value in the value on the product which you're gonna sell to the public in the society, and there often it's huge differences where local peoples recognize the things in the video, and you are getting more opportunities in the sliding things which I triplicate, and the things were not that much easy where you put into the boycott things. I don't think so. It's really amazing things where people don't show the trust to the society, to faithfulness in the world, where the peoples of the state and don't recognize the things many more often. It provide us the opportunities where we can grow in the society like this, where people don't say any other languages except Hindi. I know it's a good language and the peoples are saying that, but it must be pretty obvious that you need to learn English, and in that also the business English is very good, because whenever you communicate with the peoples, you need to communicate in the business English, which the priority in this kind of era where the business is the more focusing through, and the growth of the peoples is not that much actually potentials for the states. And don't regret that you are into the body of communications where people's regretting, and don't think that it's very easy for the non-incumbents, and don't rely the people's where I very much often I don't think so that much happens in the society, but it's a society where the people live, where the people fly, where people can do everything in life, and that much makes us very scary where people don't think so. And it's very good for the people and human of the state. But one thing I would like to tell you, that focusing on the goal, because when you're focusing on the goal, you could do everything which is primarily mainly content, and don't makes you unfit for that purposes. That is gonna very essentials in the community, in the coding, in the testing of the products, where the company manufacturers produce a something like product. Today one is also is often pretty much obvious to the society that the very new scary things in the market is the chip the India produces is very unaccountable and performing the grooming, the continuing of the perform very well, and develop societies where we not are entering into the kind of stuff, but we would like to just pulling down the things in the scary situations. It's pretty much obvious to be a part of that, but I would like to suggest you guys, you don't focusing on the matters which are in the society, you just focusing on the things which makes you happy, which makes your societies, and putting all those together things in the video of often pretty much making and ruling on the parties and occasions where I don't think so peoples don't speak, and making relatable content where the peoples of the state and don't think about the peoples and make a noise to the authority, where you are into the progress of making joy to the society and taking all our things in the regardless videos and making two very scary things. It's not much important for us, but I would like to suggest that it actually works to the human and culturality, where the peoples of the state is nothing to the world for the forum of meeting and conducting the huge and deliberative things, makes contents people's things around the corner and of the states, where I don't think so it's very. But one thing I need to tell you, that taking the things in the often passage and making such a valuable things don't like that, but I would often much prettier, and the things is not gonna like tell that, but often and restless to the notable things making around, and this we are talking about Bihar elections and the accidents which are into the states and then to international level and national level. It's very scary, but how can we protect the peoples from the things which are going into the world? It's not easy. If we say that it's easy, we don't say that, because it's not easy to be protective, and performances of the states in not in an easier way. It's to deliberate the society and making re-enhancing re-performance and recognize the society, revalue, restore, regenerate, and many more things for individuals in the state of where I don't think so it's relatable and continuable, but the peoples of the states is very easy often, and making shareable contents where I put that kind of effort into the society, and I don't think so that's a relatable content for the peoples of the state and making into the progress. I know that these assembly elections into the continuance for the Bihar, and the more many parties into the elections we're fighting for, but what about the peoples? What about the states where we are into the going and forming of the meetings? And I don't think so. That's are the scary situations where the politicians don't talk about the real issues of the peoples, and don't do things like this where all those parties are talking about whether they are blaming each other, but don't talk on the real problems which are into the society, for which they need to work, for what kind of effort they need to make to the society, where we are into the making a good state, but they are fighting for, they are blaming each other, they doing that, they are doing wrong, they are doing wrong, they said that they doing wrong, but it is not a politics where the politicians are pretty much obvious that they need to very important things for the human of the society who are living in the society, and don't recognize as a voter. They are treating them as a member of their family, and these are the silly things which makes us our society is very 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 dangerous into the sport. And these kind of stuff I don't think so making a relatable content, and for those kind of videos which are spread into the society, I don't think so the people rely on that, and people don't think so that the video is very helpful. I see a lot of videos where the politicians are giving interviews, but I would like to say that what are the problems into the society, and this is very very obvious that we need to focusing on that matter and vote to the peoples who are right, who are doing well for the people of the state and our society, just targeting the contents candidates who are better for you, who can make your life better, who can provide you the employment, who can provide you the studies to their students. But at the end I would like to say that you can see there is a Kaharia village into the state where the Fatta persons live in the society. Naam Manish Kumar Misra, who is at the Fatta